Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi. Okay, I'm Juan, and I have two quick little pieces. One I'm going to read. It's a poem and then a short story. One's a little bit more lighthearted, so I'm going to save that one for the last. So let's go and find the poem. This poem is called Red, White, and Political Point of View. America, with its spacious skies and amber waves that have lost and drowned countless unnamed faces from each of its many places. Its 50 stars sewn with the thread of hypocrisy. A nation run on drugs and not democracy. Our population runs on coffee and fast food, on fast cars with no fuel. We forget we are a nation opposed to immigration, yet we're founded on the principle of no alienation, and no alienation becomes a no alienation, so we try to clean our population. We use time and money to move aliens on the basis of race is why we clear space. While NASA has no funds to find real aliens, we have become the space race. Hop the fence. That's just offensive. Why is there a need to get defensive? Shot down at the border by the Border Patrol. The ones who cross the line use their lives to pay the toll. A nation of fireworks and firearms. Lights fill our country sky as we hear of those that die. History repeats itself as a student who should be failing history gets a passing grade. No child left behind. What about those children at the front lines, or those just waiting in the lunch line? We say there's no need for gun control, but we control the content students look at as bullet holes crack computer screens. As a student opens fire and the headlines become yesterday's news. Guns may not kill people, but it sure is a lot easier to kill with a gun in your hands. Yet if they take away our guns, how can we ever take a stand? The bombs bursting in air now burst overseas that no one seems to see, from sea to shining sea. Divorce rates escalate as we fight for marriage equality. Instead of wedding bells, we need to stare at the big picture, one not taken at the ceremony. Throwing rice at weddings as homeless or helpless go hungry in our nation, we must have equality first for all, regardless of class, race, or orientation. Instead of focusing on what others do, we should focus on what we can do for each other. We fear illness, so we disinfect and sanitize, yet no one seems to realize that our masks cover our eyes as well as our mouths. We quarantine what we fear in the back of our minds and ignore it in hopes it goes away. That is like trying to keep a fire under lock and key. Those with full pockets decide the hourly pay of a worker who slaves away, treated like the grill or machine they operate and deemed just as easily replaceable. Given enough just to get by, yet they forget what they must buy. They pay minimum, yet crave maximum productivity, and retail becomes religion, like a product nativity. Written long ago was the Declaration of Independence, yet we depend on foreign oil and imports from factories where workers make penny an hour, making our iPhones so we can ignore phone calls. This is how our country falls. We run to politicians who would rather spend money on the campaign and who tell lies through rotten teeth as they sip champagne. We look at the president or the government to blame, instead of taking responsibility for our own actions or lack thereof. Change starts with us and not them. So as we start to save, remember we cannot be the land of the cowardly and the home of the brave. This is a very short story, and it's lighter than that. Which is why. Oh, let's see if I can. It's called Rosalind. And I guess the inspiration for this was I spent a lot of time at my grandma's nursing home, just visiting her, talking to her. So this is where the inspiration for this came. You know, I should have just told them I had to use the bathroom. It really would have saved me the embarrassment. I just couldn't hold myself to ask for help or hold it in anymore. One of them is wiping my butt. I can wipe my own butt. The other one is just holding my leg up. My butt is my butt, no ifs, ands, or buts. It's so demeaning. I feel like a child. I am not a child. I fell a couple times before this, okay? I am not an infant. This time I can pick it up on my own. So what? I broke an arm and a foot and crawled all the way to the phone. I guess infants crawl. Getting older is the same as getting younger. I'm not the only one who thinks that way, I know that. I didn't even have that life alert, because my daughter is too lazy to get it for me. Okay, that's a lie. I'm too proud for it. She did get me that jitterbug phone. What the hell am I supposed to do with a jitterbug phone? The numbers are too big, my vision is fine. I gave it to the neighbor children to play with. I wish I had that damn phone when I fell. Sorry for my language. Wait, why the hell am I apologizing? These are my thoughts, just like this is my ass. Hey world, look at my ass! I don't understand why the bedpan is pink. Pink is such a pretty color. Bedpans look like cake molds for a cake I never want to eat. They put my cover and blankets back on. Thank God I don't like looking down there any more than they do. Having 2 kids and being old sure does take its toll on the under region. I feel bad for the uterus of that one lady on TV who had all those kids. You know those parachutes that children play with in physical education? That's probably what her down there looks like. She's a very beautiful woman, as are all her children. I love watching that show. I came from a big family. Not as large as a family on TV. Most of my family isn't alive, though. That's it. All done, says the young nurse's aide, who is very stunning. She just wears a little too much makeup for my liking. Breakfast is coming up, Rosalind, interrupts the other nurse's aide with Tweety Bird on her scrubs. What do you want? Yogurt and fruit or orange juice and a bread muffin? I prefer food with taste, thank you, I think to myself. Muffin is fine, I say, and with that the nurses leave. I was a nurse too. Well, an aide like these ladies. Then I climbed up the ladder to being a nurse by going to school again. Well, back when I could climb up ladders. I remember when I used to be in their canvas shoes. Some of them were canvas shoes. Others were gym shoes, or those terrible sandal-looking things with holes in them. Crocs, I think they call them. The only croc is the man or woman unfortunate enough to bring those into the world. I gaze out the window thinking of freedom. I've been in here 3 days and I already want to get out. Not that the care here is terrible, although they are severely understaffed. It's just there's something about being forced to be somewhere that makes you want to leave. It's a rather mediocre day outside. Kind of a sad excuse for a day, really. On a day like today, I'd probably meet with the girls at McDonald's. For breakfast, watch Barb go up to the counter with yesterday's cup in her hand, asking for free coffee. I do rather like those sweet breakfast sandwiches, McGriddles, I think they're called. I always get the meal deal. I'm not like the rest of them in here, you know. I still have my mind. Most of the people don't have a mind to lose anymore. It's quite sad, really. One day you have memories, and the next you're in a wheelchair rolling with nowhere to go. Well, the way the mind goes is not so instantaneous. It happens gradually. The mind goes slowly, in pieces, like a puzzle. The edges of the pieces stop fitting together, until ultimately the pieces start to disappear completely. When they put me in the activity room, I see those with wandering minds putting the jigsaws together, same old dirty puzzles with images of hummingbirds or rustic cabins. With shaky hands, they begin the clumsy routine, making sure every little piece is at home until their project is finally constructed. Then the pieces descend 6 inches under to the depths of the box. I don't understand the point of building something just to take it apart again. I suppose, like puzzles, we too were built to be deconstructed.